All right, what's this episode about? Happy Monday, folks. What's
Day in
going
the
on?
life of music.
Stuck with it.
I like that
So have
title.
I.
I think
Are we already at episode?
I was walking
This
my
is the
dog
Monday
one night, and I
series
listened to all four of our phone
of
recordings,
shows that I'm doing. It's not
like back to back.
really a podcast.
And I called you and like, dude, this is the raddest EP ever. We have to do it. And we did. So that was yay for us.
All right, I think that thing finally went live. Here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we're good now. Hold on. Let me make sure. Hey, dude, I'm just a musician.
Hey,
At the end of the
hey.
day.
Barely over here.
That's right. That's right. Can we hear us? I think we can hear us. Okay, good. I'm going to have to change how that thing's displaying windows or something. I don't know. Good to see you. This is Lamar Williams Jr. Happy Monday, everybody.
Hey. What's going on, good people?
I think we're
We're
good. I'm going to, I need to, I don't even know how to break out. Can I break out the comments? I thought I could at some point. Well, whatever. People, I need to. All right, so people are going to see my screen for just a second. I'm going to see if I can close. Can I break these out? Pop out chat. Okay. Close that. Bring this back over. Yeah, I think we're good. That's exactly right. Hold on. I know it's over here somewhere. There it is. Okay. All right, we're good. Looks like there's some people. There's some people coming on. That was me, I think. I think it's clocking me in. Anyway.
Clock in.
All right, we're all set for a live. Let's do this. This is my first live on this channel. We've talked about it, and I've done it a couple times before. But
Right
dude,
on.
you're my first one. How you feel?
Right on. Oh, that feels pretty special. I like that.
There you go. Me too. I'm happy to have
I'm
you.
into that. Being the first,
That's
start
right.
it off.
It's good to be the flagship.
Yeah.
Good, man. Good.
Man.
Well, shit. Let's introduce you to some people. We've known each other for a long time. We met through. This is going to throw you back about 15 years in your
Wow.
catalog. But we met through Mike and Rehab and Hano. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. No, you're right. Through Mike Hartnett,
That's right.
the guitarist of Rehab,
Mm-hmm.
badass man of all things music.
The man, the myth, the Mike. Yeah, that dude. I should get him on here.
That would be great.
Get him in his
Yeah.
little studio. Play some of
It'd
his
be perfect.
stuff. Yeah.
You've heard, yeah.
Yeah, we'll
Totally,
have to. I'll have to
totally.
do that. I'll hit him up, see if he wants to join. But yeah, dude. So I mean, we don't have to give people the whole biography, but let's talk about
Yeah.
kind of before we talk about what you're doing now. Who are you? Where are you coming from? And how'd you get there?
Oh man, I'm just a little old small town boy from Macon, Georgia, just grew up around a lot of good soul music, a lot of good Southern rock music, and a lot of good food, a lot of good
That's right.
generational talent, a lot of history growing up down there in Macon, and just kind of got that kind of embedded in me growing up around there. Even though I wasn't from the old times, that still just sits there in Macon and whatnot, and just started exploring at a young age. Singing in church and throughout the community, and whatnots, and just kept gravitating to music, and throughout high school and went to college, did a little college, didn't finish college, but I did my little stint. You know,
That's right.
I was in a concert choir, traveling around, and yeah, man, just kind of just always knew that I'd be doing music, throughout my life, and
Sure.
thank God I've been blessed enough to make a living at it and support myself by doing it, and yeah, it's been a grand ride, so far, and yeah, so I'm kind of coming from all kind of places, musicality wise,
That's right.
you know, um, from the old school R&B and hip hop days to the soul days to, like I mentioned, the Southern rock days, or
Right.
even for classical music, on that side of the spectrum, it was just
Oh, interesting.
and whatnot. So yeah, man, just trying to put that all together and
That's
keep
right.
giving it to the people.
That's
you know?
right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for. Serve.
Yeah, man.
Serve and respect. Well, so we know each other through this whole Rehab connection, and the reason I bring that up, I mean, you were singing with those guys and doing mostly backgrounds, right?
Yeah. So David Jones and I grew up together around Middle Georgia, which is Demon Jones.
Right, I was going to say, yeah,
So,
otherwise known as,
Demon Jones,
Yeah.
known as Great Demon Jones.
Yeah.
And we had a lot of songs we worked on together and started like a little duo kind of thing going on. We opened up the shows for Rehab, and I guess maybe I did that maybe 2 or 3 years, just opening up for the band,
right,
selling merch on the road, just being on the road constantly with the guys. And then it turned into singing background as well with
Right.
the band, opening the shows and then singing. And then it just turned into full time, just singing background for the guys. No, I was in there for like 6 years with the cats, man. And what a freaking trip, man. Like a great ride, man. Some real brothers,
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw a lot and got to experience a lot. And,
That's right.
Soak it all up in a good way, man. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that your first venture into touring?
No. I guess I got my first record deal, so to speak, at a young age in my teens. I was 14 and got a record deal with Luther Campbell, with the infamous Luther Campbell of Luke Records, back in the day. And it was,
Sure.
old school music, hip hop and R&B stuff, man,
Yeah.
booty shake music back then they'd
That's
call
right.
it.
That's right.
But
Yeah.
no, he signed my group that I was in back then, and we went on tour with him. And I started touring at a young age, so to speak, and
Got it.
kind of throughout my teens here and there, and some 20s or whatnot. But the 30s were the most heaviest. That's when I was kind of like super touring, like yeah, it's
Working.
like working. Sometimes the guys, I mean, some of those years, like out of those 6 years, I don't know how many years, but 1 or 2 of them, we do maybe like 250 shows a year, and just be gone,
Right.
working. Of course, that's the only way you really make a living, musicians. In this game out here, still being on that road, man. It'll never go away.
That's
you know,
right.
and
Yeah,
you
no.
get there. But it's tough, but no,
Yeah.
that's the way we did it, man. And yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah. Yeah, I found a few newer, not even newer, but just alternative ways to earn the income as mostly as a songwriter and an artist. But yeah, I mean, it's constant volume no matter what. So it's either 250 days out of the year or,
1,000 songs written.
Yeah, I was going to say 2,500 songs.
So to speak, Yeah.
to get a little bit. Yeah, it's
a constant grind.
constant grind, yeah.
And with that being said, that's if it's a good balance, if you can, while you're working that way, to keep compiling songs, and keep doing things throughout. The guys who record albums all the time on the road, or bands and whatnot while you're working, so it's a simultaneous thing it can be a load, but if you manage it correctly, and properly, of course it can be done,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and so that kind of leads me to some of what you're doing now, because I want people to know about what's now and what's coming. You are, well, how do we want to tee that up? So from Rehab, you were doing some things. I played some shows with you that was just Lamar Williams Jr. stuff.
Yeah.
Back in the day, we did a couple little short tours together. But then that was
Yep.
around
Yep.
that was around the same time you had started booking with like O'Teal and Friends, or was that a little bit later? North Mississippi All Stars. So
That was a little later. That
yeah.
was a little later. I guess now we're kind of hitting off to like I guess I started kind of playing up under, the Allman Brothers realm, or whatnot. Butch Trucks approached me and asked me to be in his band. He was starting a band after, kind of during, but after the brothers, kind of like at the end, of playing. But he wanted to keep playing, so he was just forming a band with some members of the Allman Brothers and extensions, and threw me in the mix. But that's kind of, another road, I guess, which I'm still on now. And O'Teal and I've known him, since I was a young teenager.
Sure.
Maybe 15, so it's like we've always had plans and endeavors, to do whatever we can, whenever we can, throughout life. So after that band, he naturally formed he always had his own band, so I was, lucky enough to play some shows throughout for, the last 10, 15 years with him, sporadically or touring wise or whatnot. So yeah.
Got it. Well, and I guess so. I know it's a little bit of a tangent. So how did that? I guess let's bridge that gap. So how did that come about? Getting into those gigs.
Well, I mean, it was just a matter of being present, I guess, ultimately. Like I said, I guess in my early 30s, about 30 to 36, I was, touring with Rehab, full time pretty much. And, it came to a point where I knew I wanted to try to get a project going or whatnot on my own. And, it takes time to flush out and whatnot. So I had to kind of walk away from the band. And during that time, I was just trying to wrap my head around, which direction to go with all these different sounds in my head, or whatnot. And I just thought to myself, let me just go visit the family, and just kind of see what they're up to or whatnot. And, see if see if we can find some like-minded people, which I, felt like I could. So I just kind of pitched myself into the mix, went to a show, hung out with all the cats, and we're just talking the talk and whatnot. And they were just like, dude, come on, let's do some stuff, So that's how the Butch Trucks thing came in. He came back to me and was like, hey, man, let's play some shows. And then that turned into a band, after
right.
doing some shows. Turned into a band called Les Brers. Through Les Brers, O'Teal's playing in that band as well. So naturally, we're like, hey, we got to do our thing. So that was like, now I'm doing like Butch Trucks. I'm doing O'Teal and Friends.
Right.
I'm, just kind of spotty around in the Allman Brother world now. From there. So it kind of took its own roots. Which those roots grow super deep and long, man. They stretch around this freaking earth. It's pretty awesome. But so I got thrown in the mix, not knowingly, it's been a super cool ride, of learning and like feels like home. Of course, it's like wow, all right.
Feels like home being on the road or just being with those guys in that group.
Being with those guys, and being with, you know how it is. It's like you and I. It's like, it's the like-mindedness of people when you know who they are away from the music. You know, which makes the music so much better when you know the person. And how they interact with the world and how much good they put out. I'm around a bunch of like Jedis, man. So it's like I'm
Yes,
just like
are.
I'm serious. I'm like I'm this young Padawan. I'm just sitting around like whoa constantly.
Right.
So it's so inspiring. Once you done it for so long, and you've seen so many different facets of, of music, and,
Yeah.
and you have those dreams to be in certain positions, or
Yeah.
around certain realms. It's like, all right, there you go.
That's right.
You know it when you hear it. So it's special. It's a special thing.
That's right. That's awesome, man. Well, all right. So that's a little bit about who you are, and obviously, I guess the I don't know if it's an elephant in the room, but your namesake, your father was in bass player, performed with the Allman Brothers for a record, right? Was that?
Yeah, no, for a few records. So yeah, he came in after Barry Oakley passed in 1972.
Yeah.
And kind of they had started. Well, it was like he came in around November 1972. Barry had just passed, and they had just started recording an album, whatnot. So Barry recorded a little bit on the album, and then Dad came in, kind of, finished off the rest of it or whatnot, and he was in the band from there on, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah. So coming from, JMO and Dad, grew up together in Mississippi, together. So, him being thrown into that mix was like a whole nother path that I can imagine him not seeing coming.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, what little I know, but I drove through Macon, and you see all the pictures up on the wall, and you see all the different, you go into those little diners and stuff.
Yeah, man.
Did we go through there together, or was I doing that on my own? I can't remember if we ever went through Macon together. We did. We played a show down there.
Did we?
Yeah, at that theater. With a band. It was with some.
Oh yeah, we totally did. You're right.
Yeah.
Did we go to H&H?
I don't know if we did or not, but I know that
we did play a show at the Capitol Theater. You're right. Yeah. Shout out to the Capitol Theater.
That's right.
Macon, Georgia.
That's right. Well, the reason I brought it up, because I saw, you see pictures of all these different bands that came out of there. He was in a lot. It was just a small town. It's like Muscle Shoals, like everybody's kind of like contributing to each other's music and the different bands and everything else. And it seems like it was that kind of collaborative scene.
Totally, with Capricorn Records there, and
that's what
you got Otis Redding, and you got freaking Allman Brothers right there in town. Like,
right.
That's whoa.
Yeah, from that end to the other, that's enough.
Water encompassment, the Marshall Tuckers, the James Browns, the Wilson Pickett's, the blah, everything in between, like just flooding. Dude. Macon was like the hot spot, of course. It was not like the hot spot, it was the hot spot. Right. For soul music and all types of music, of its day, That's before right. Atlanta was the Atlanta, that we see now. Macon was that for
Macon
music.
Was that. Yeah. That's awesome, man. My buddy Steve is watching. Stevie, I've told you about him. He played guitar with me. Yeah,
Stevie.
Plays guitar with me. We started writing some new music again, actually. So there might be a little bit of a Stereo Fox resurgence coming soon.
Okay.
But that's enough about me. He just wanted to say hi. So he shared a bill in 2023 at the Skull and Roses Festival in Ventura.
Right on.
And let's see, didn't get a chance to meet you, but got to see you play with Otila and Friends. And just, that was cool, obviously, man. Killer band.
It was freezing out there that night. That's what I remember. Like, we had to put on, like, jackets, and I had to go pull out spare jackets and all.
Yeah. You're going back to the tour bus going, what other layers?
Otil didn't have a jacket. I luckily had two jackets. I had to run back to the bus. We were sitting on all freezing.
That's hysterical.
So that was a cool spot. Spinning stage. Yeah.
I gotta get out to one of those. He's in a band called the Alligators. It's a Grateful Dead cover band.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, they're killer, man. Next time you guys are, I think I caught it after the fact, but now that he knows what to look for, he'll probably try to reach out. I'll definitely connect you guys when you guys are in the same.
Yeah, do that.
Because you're floating around some of the same communities, obviously, the Dead tours and the,
Man, yeah.
That's awesome.
Luckily, I got thrown into that world, man.
That's a good world to be in, man. Talking about being a touring musician.
I mean, I didn't grow up in that world,
Right.
And once again, um, having so many different elements, but that was one that wasn't kind of like there, you know.
Right.
But when you dig into that songbook, man, it's mind blowing.
That's
Oh
right.
my gosh. I mean, beautiful, man. Just beautiful, 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 beautiful. And it's such a vast catalog, you know,
Yeah.
to say the least. But
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
I mean it's great
Yeah.
music, but like for real, I think the major, at least my main takeaway from from Grateful Dead to Allman Brothers and then a few other bands like that
Mm,
we don't have to list off, but community, the community that's
yep,
worldwide that's built around what they were
man.
doing,
Yeah.
because it wasn't just a sonic experience, it was a whole familial
No,
energy.
yeah, that was, yes, you heard it real
Yeah.
that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it lasts, you know,
Yeah.
and it's still there once again. You know, you
Yeah.
see it everywhere around the world you go, man, traveling. You'll
That's
hear it.
right.
You know, you're getting off a plane, you're in freaking somewhere Europe or whatever. You know, you're like,
Yeah.
wait, what? You know,
Yeah.
yeah.
No,
So,
for sure. Well, and I mean, for me, like as soon as you got into that world, I remember, like I said, we were working together and just knew each other around that time. So,
hmm
but I remember thinking, dude, like that's the type of community and audience that you're going to resonate really well with because of your
mm,
personality and who you are as a person. Just knowing you
oh,
personally, I mean, I
man,
consider you family, like a big brother to me, and
man,
I don't,
likewise, you know it, brother.
I don't think
You
there's.
know,
I don't think there's a better person to put up on stage to connect to people, a familial kind of
oh,
audience, you know,
oh, man,
in
that's
my humble
really good.
opinion.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate it. I really enjoy our relationship, and you know, all through all this time, man.
That's
Like,
it. Yeah.
yeah, super brothers.
Super Brothers. That's right. I love that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Oh, well,
Yeah,
speaking of which,
man.
my mom says hi.
Hey, mama. She's watching.
We got that. I
Shout
got the live
out.
chat up over here. I'm watching. Um,
Yeah.
that's
All right. You
hysterical.
keep up with that. Let's see if maybe I can do that too. Am I seeing that?
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
no,
You can
that's not it.
pull up the YouTube channel, youtube.com/listen to Joshua, and then you can go. You
Hey,
can.
hey, you're speaking with a dinosaur over here, okay?
Then don't worry about it. I'll just let you know.
We're just gonna leave that right
I'll
now.
cue you
I'll
in.
go.
You
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can see your computer's up behind you. You're on your phone, right? Doing the stream. So, yeah, that's all right.
This is iPad thingy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Well, maybe you can pull it up on
yeah,
your phone. I don't know. Don't worry about it. We're not going to
yeah,
get.
yeah.
Yeah, don't distract
Yeah, I'll
yourself.
get confused.
Say, don't do that to me.
Don't do
Um,
it.
oh my
Yeah,
God. Well, that leads me
yeah,
into
man.
just what you're doing now. So let's tell people what you're up to, man. Like we're working on a ton of
Yeah,
stuff. We've worked on a bunch of songs together, obviously. But dude, I mean, all these people that
yes,
you're working with are wanting to record with you, and I want to know when it's coming out.
yes, man. So you know, we luckily you helped me tie up the one of the last tunes on the Otil and Friends record.
Yeah.
Um, um, we recorded that in Iceland some months ago or whatnot.
I'll go
That's
to
kind of
Iceland and make
getting
some coffee
packaged.
next time if you need that.
So yeah, I'm kind of finishing up, some vocals on it, some background vocals
Mm,
for that record or whatnot to throw it in.
hmm.
They're about to start mixing on it, and uh, um, yeah. So I don't really know when that comes out yet,
Yeah.
but that's being mixed, which is a good sign.
Yeah.
So they're actually getting the package together.
Yeah.
Um, um, with that being said, I got a festival coming up soon called Horseshoe Festival that I do annually out in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, with Dwayne and Lisa Betts,
Okay.
which is pretty cool. Cool festival. Be out there in the national park. It's just mind blowing that the Earth still looks like that. Like somewhere,
Yeah.
untouched or whatnot, somewhat. But I got that coming up. Got an Otil and Friends tour coming up, which is really cool
Mm.
for the month of October. So you guys check out the website for that or
Hmm.
whatnot, and come check us out as well. Yeah, man. Got a a lot of sessions, of course, you and I are working on,
Mm-hmm.
whatnots, and trying to get songs together still for my album together.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, man, just kind of riding out the year with shows and writing. Once again, trying to balance
Yeah.
that world of getting both things done.
Yeah.
While trying to make a living. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
man.
You can only be where you can be at
So,
one time.
uh, I need three of me's.
That's right. I stole you away for right now, but that's all I get.
Go out again.
That's right.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, man, it's kind of where it's going. I kind of had a chill summer, to be
Yeah.
honest with you. So I'm kind of coming back up for the fall.
Yeah.
Coming up for air.
That's good.
Yeah, man.
I well, these songs that we're working on. I don't even. I mean, we've been working on a bunch of different songs. Obviously, you've called me about just a couple little things here and there that you're currently working on, which we just talked about. But in terms of what's coming up in the future, so I think you called me at one point and said, "All right, did you ask me how do we come up with 20 songs?" That's what I'm trying to get to. Maybe it was me that said, "Let's just set a number. What's it going to be? 20 songs?" Okay, that sounds more like me.
Yeah, I was just like, let's write. The idea, I guess, the concept is just to write and get recorded as many as you can.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. You gotta like when you do find that pocket of time, just lay as much down as you can.
Slam them out. Of course, you're not going to want to put 20 songs on a record, but you want to have 20 songs in your vault.
Yeah,
because
that's 2 years worth of content.
They're gems, Yeah, you never know where it's going to go, what takes place, how it shapes, whatnot. But to get them done, I guess this has been my mentality, which has been a little challenging for us with time-wise this year. But
that's right.
We stay on it by like we're talking about right now. So.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, man.
Ginger says hi too, by the way.
What's that?
Ginger says hi too, by the way.
Ginger.
Yeah, she jumped in. That's right.
All right. Shout out to those beautiful kids y'all got too, man.
Oh my God, they are driving me nuts. They're the best of boys.
Well, that means you're doing good.
That's right. That's right. We talked about this while I was putting some trains together with Sterling the other day.
That was cool.
He loved that.
Yeah.
He talked about that. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, man.
Well, okay, so I guess.
Oh yeah.
Long story short, there's active projects. You're on this OTL record that's going to be coming out soon, so people need to be on the lookout for that, right?
So be on the lookout for it. It's not a release date on it yet, but that'll be somewhere soon.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'll have to throw some social media handles and things up in the description for this, and when we post it and everything, I'll link out to you. So hopefully people can.
Yeah.
You probably have more followers than I do, so this is better for me than it is for you. But hopefully,
man.
the advertising will push it to some new people.
Man on the totem pole over here, man. No. I'm just trying to figure it out, dude.
Aren't we all?
No, right.
Yeah. All right. Where is the other? Hold on. I'm gonna pull up my questions that I ask. This is like, what am I, 9 episodes in? So I haven't learned my own format yet. But that's pretty good. I'm doing all right. 9 episodes.
I think, you're almost about to hit the 10. 10 is a sweet spot.
Double digits. Get into the double digits.
That's
my
when
God.
It's on.
That's right. Well, you know me, I want to try to get deep with things a little bit sometimes. So I'm going to ask you something I don't get to ask everybody, which is, because we talked a lot about, again, I consider you a brother, so we've talked about a lot of things, and I'm not going to get into personal history here. That's not what this is about. But, being a musician and talking about that struggle and having a constant, volume, like it's about volume. It's about constantly pushing forward no matter what, and trying to wake up and be inspired for the day to have that creative output or that whatever it is. So the question is there anything that you struggle with now or on like a regular basis that comes up for you, even on your best of days?
I guess managing time
Mm,
can sometimes get away from me. I guess with having kids and,
right.
being an older gentleman and trying to, make sure you're taking care of your household and whatnot, trying to balance time between when I'm away versus when I'm here, and um, making sure that I'm getting in here,
Yeah. Yeah.
to make sure that I'm working as well,
Yeah.
we don't necessarily have an office to go into,
Yeah.
so it's, we have to remember, set the mentality to
Oh, I've
come
got
in
I've got
and
a magnet that I put up on the outside of this door over here that says please enter
yeah.
through the other door, because this is the room my kids come through and my wife comes through. It looks nice,
Yeah. Right.
but this is a high traffic zone. It's like
Yeah.
a laundry room.
There you go. So you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
it's a balance of trying
That's
to
right.
set it, where you can actually get in and do the proper work, which seems to be like on a 9 to 5 schedule, somewhat.
That's right. Yeah.
So that's been a challenge for me for the last. Well, I won't say a challenge. It's been kind of like the summertime vacation period
Sure.
for me. But coming back out of that, you have to, remind myself, don't forget, if I'm not touring hard, make sure you're still in here hard. If
Yeah.
you're touring hard, make sure when you get back home, don't get too lazy and forget about,
Yeah.
continuously trying to write or trying to finish projects, or,
Yeah.
just making sure you're working the whole gambit, somewhat, of getting it all together,
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of been more mindful of it, as of recently, but I've struggled with that, over time, and it's been a little slow process for me getting albums together or an album together. Like, people have been asking me for years, where's your album again? So it's been interesting, recording on other projects versus your own, and all the different ways. But yeah, I'd say some of that.
That's right. Yeah, no, I mean, time management, obviously. I'll share too. I'm not going to put you out there on a ledge without coming out there with you. So these last few years, I've had a big uptick in my personal interest in therapy, to become a better dad, but also to be a better just professional in general. And one of the things that I learned about myself is there's this book that I got turned on to. I guess it's been 2 years now. But Reinventing Your Life, I think is what it's called. It's by a couple of psychiatrists. But but what you can do is you see these different, what they call life traps that you can sort of fall into based on your own personal trauma. So, there's all kinds of different behaviors that sort of show up that they classify. I think there's like 7 different groups. But one of the ones that was pretty major for me, actually the biggest one, which I think you can relate to based on your response, it was unrelenting standards. And so my biggest issue, and these are things that they apply to how you respond to things. So like I cannot stop until I feel like I'm done. And because I have unrelenting standards for myself, standards that are just the highest bar I can imagine to achieve, I don't stop because I'm never going to meet that standard. And so the idea of like combating that or dealing with that is really just an appreciation of time management. It's saying there is an end of the day, setting a clear goal to be like, all right, so this is professional time, this is work time. I mean, this is work time and this is family time kind of thing.
No, I got you. Yeah. Yes.
But then also like being able to, like, I found myself getting stressed out around my kids because I didn't feel like I got enough done. And I still constantly struggle with that. Ginger can attest to that, of just, I need a few minutes to separate myself and switch into a totally different mode just because of the way my brain works, because of that part of my, experience.
Yeah, no, that's very relevant.
Yeah.
I guess, and speaking on that management, for me, I guess having that, I just had like a 7-week vacation with the kids, so to speak. So it's it was like like a realm which I don't really do a lot, So it's like once you get into that headspace, you kind of, it's like I'm not getting anything done. I'm not, I'm not getting anything done. But I've already planned this, like I've already planned this and know what's to come. But while I'm going through it, it's like mind-boggling in the sense of, time. It's precious. You don't know when things can happen,
Sure.
or right or wrong. So you want to make sure that you get as much as you can,
Yeah.
So I can understand that separation.
Yeah, no, that's right. Well, and obviously, like, when you have kids, they're a higher priority than anything else, and so it becomes that it's really, like, for me at least, I can only speak for myself, but yeah, it's like this constant limit. And I guess I bring it up. And one of the reasons I bring it up is, because I traveled across the country for that documentary I did and asked everybody what success means to them. And a lot of what came out of that was really genuine conversations off camera about just that struggle. And you can only put so much into the film, so you sort of, shorten those answers to meet, whatever you're trying to accomplish with that bit, with that scene. But at the same time, like, there really is just this depth that comes out of trying to answer that question when you're doing something like pursuing your own creative vision and path and trying to stay true to that artist of what you do. Because you're not just a performer, you're a writer, you're an artist, and then you also have to just go on tour with whatever's going to pay the bills and whatever's going to happen. And, you got to be home for those kids when you got to be home, So, anyway, I don't know where I was going to go with that. That's my thought, and I'm ending it there. Drink some element tea.
We're sticking to that. We're going to hydrate. Hydrate.
That's right. Hydrate. Okay. So, we did like when or where, why, how, and all that stuff. So I guess that's a good segue into, do you practice mindfulness?
Mindfulness.
Yeah.
And yes. I mean, I think that goes with just the whole realm of that we're in.
Yeah.
When you're trying to tap into the unknown, when you're, we're artists in the sense you're pulling some type of some creation out of your head, out of the air, out of nowhere, so to speak. So to be mindful of all the things that you're doing, I think it gets deeper as we get older, of course,
Sure.
And so you're mindful on so many different levels, one can maybe miss some marks, but to be mindful in an empathetic way, I guess, towards what you're going about is it's like, I don't know, it's like dealing with humans, you want to be mindful of everything you're doing, you don't want to be a crazy boastful person, whatnot, but you want to make sure you're in touch, so if that makes sense, if I'm answering it.
No, you are. You're speaking. You're speaking on empathy. I think mostly, and that's
totally.
Yeah. And that's
so my mindfulness starts from that, I guess, in a sense of having some type of empathetic mind, and then
I can second that about you. That's one of the things that I really have become. Or over time, maybe it is over time, have grown to not necessarily expect it, but I know that I'm going to get a very genuine response and ear that's going to hear me when we talk. So as a friend and as someone who you know has seen you and been around you and in all these last however many years, I don't even want to count how many years it's been since we've known each other. You know what I'm saying? But we're
old. But no, we're not old.
But yeah, no, we're not old. Old. What does that even mean?
I know, right?
No, but yeah, it's yeah. Well, so in my just to track there, you know, I was gonna say as a part of that question, but a lot of just waking up, like, you know, I wake up and I stretch and I do my thing every morning. Because of all the problems that I have, but also because you got to. It's a good habit to be in, and
it really is.
And then, but then the tail end of that is 10 minutes of sitting under a red light doing red light therapy on a Shakti mat doing acupressure and meditating. So I do, but it's really just like a practice of breathing and trying to recognize when thoughts come in and push them out so that you can just stay of mind in a moment. And then also doing affirmations as a part of that and after that kind of thing. So just in terms of, you know, when I think of mindfulness, it's not just being mindful and having empathy for others, but then having like a regular practice of prayer or meditation or whatever it is. So maybe a better question is, do you meditate? Do you, and you know, those kinds of practices?
Well, you hit both words, you know, meditation and prayer.
Yeah.
You know, that's a big part of my practice as I am just going about.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not, in a sense, in a corner or, you know, visibly praying, but my mind is always in a sense of like...
we can't put baby in a corner. Did you get that reference? So you said I'm not in a corner, you know, doing, and I was like, well, you can't put
like
baby in a corner.
You know, like or something. I'm not like visibly praying.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you know, I mean, in the sense of like, but in my mindset as I'm walking about.
Yeah.
You know, as I was coming in here to speak with you.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a mindset of like,
yeah, this is
for the greater good of us all. You know, to be able to relate with each other, to be able to speak with each other.
Yeah.
You know, to be able to hear some different views. You know, it changes your life. It helps your life. You know, so I am always in the realm of you know, it's a lot going on. You know. And in those moments, to try to settle yourself, you know, and not get away from yourself, it's a very helpful tool, you know, which can be utilized in all types of situations, you know. So to have that mentality is, you know, I guess I've kind of just been built like that for a lot of years. But like I said, as you get older, you know, you just start to hone in more and more and more, and it's like, oh, okay, all right,
yeah.
You know, I kind of know some situational things, that's how it's going to go down. Yeah. So let me mentally prepare that, you know, and when things arise that you're not expecting, okay, I know how to kind of, all right, let me reset this, you know.
Yeah.
You know, and
you know, it's interesting. I think I wrote down some of these notes and to ask these questions for, I didn't even know why, when I honestly, but what I'm kind of learning about, you learn a little bit of something about yourself whenever you have an interest in something, you ask it to somebody else and you hear back what those responses become.
Makes sense.
And there's an impression that I'm getting, because I've asked it of a couple people now. You know, I think about this in terms of who might be watching this kind of content. And the people that might be watching this kind of content, it might be a lot of musicians who are trying to figure out how to do day-to-day life of being a musician. I mean, that's what it's called, a day in the life of music.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it's one of those things to be conscious of is like, you know, because to what you're talking about is mindfulness, not as just like a get up in the morning and do it, but also throughout the day, which is what the practice of being present, being in the now, mindfulness really is about, is the ability to stop yourself as you go into things and really just try to take in that moment and be present to it.
Yes.
and that involves empathy, which I think is being sort of edged out of our culture in a lot of ways. And
It really is.
yeah, and when
Um,
not to just to finish that thought,
no, no,
the you know, as songwriters, something that I know you and I connect on is the need for that, to really be paying attention to the intention behind the words, how that's going to be received, even though you can't control how someone's going to hear it, but
no.
you can at least put the intention out there and be mindful of how that's going to impact somebody, and the type of music that you want to be putting out there in the world.
Right. You just want to, we want it to be truthful.
Yeah.
You know, we don't want to, you don't want to shy away from things
Yeah.
that you want to say, but there's a way to say it,
Yeah.
and so, that empathy has always been, in an outputful way, it's like, you're always just trying to pick your battles, so to speak,
Right.
how to, because you don't want to deter people, a lot, but you want to tell the truth about it,
Yeah.
and that's just like a come to yourself meeting, so to speak, like, all right, this is, I mean, but there's nothing new up under the sun, it's a circle of life,
Right.
so it's like we have to remember history, and how things
Right.
go, and how beauty comes out of, all of the eras, and so we have to just make sure that we don't forget to do our part,
Yeah.
in the time of wherever, so
I feel that.
do your part, hone in, hone into the good.
That's right. Tune into it,
Yeah,
be there for it.
be there for it, be present for
Yeah.
it, be willing. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I can't believe I threw out a Dirty Dancing reference while you were talking about mindfulness.
Did you?
That's
Did I
that's
miss
what Put Baby in the Corner's from. Don't put baby in the corner. All right. I'm moving on. You didn't get it.
I know that's appreciated by somebody out there, right?
Somebody
Right?
got it. I think my wife
Somebody
got it. Just my wife, though.
Ginger got it. Shout out
Maybe
to Ginger.
she did. She didn't say she did. She's probably wishing I'd stop talking.
Oh God.
All right. Who's one of your heroes? Who comes first when I say who's your hero?
Oh man. My dad. Even though I didn't get to grow up with him, just knowing his life and things he went through, to get where he was at, it's like, wow. Like,
Yeah.
small town boy, once again, coming from Mississippi, Gulfport,
Yeah.
Mississippi, and
Wait, your
Like
dad
this-
came from Gulfport?
yep, he and J-Mo grew up there together.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they were, teenage friends and played a million gigs together on the coast, had a band and bands together and
Yeah.
played, all those years together. And Dad got shipped off over to Vietnam. He got drafted into Vietnam, and J-Mo decided to go to Macon. He ended up going to Macon and played with all types of people, and
Yeah.
ended up with the Allman Brothers and whatnot. And so, when Barry Oakley passed, J-Mo naturally called my dad when he came out of Vietnam and was like, hey, want to come try for this spot, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And they were at the height of, like, that was like the big stuff, that was,
Eat a peach.
I mean,
Yeah.
of course, Fillmore and all that stuff was crazy, but by 72 and 73, they were just superstars around the world, man.
Yeah.
So just, being prepared for that, being confident enough to do something like that, it's just mind blowing to me, like it's pretty crazy that you land into that. So it's kind of heroic in the sense of he's the oldest of 9, and and just had super respect throughout the family for being who he was, and you know, yeah, man.
Yeah. I mean,
That'd be my choice.
That's right. I love that. I love that answer. I mean, well, and for a few
I say that I didn't
obvious.
grow up with him because he passed when I was early, well, young. Sorry,
Yeah.
you know, I didn't say that he passed when I was, like 5. So,
Yeah.
but go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, not at all. Not at all. I was thinking about that. It's well, actually, to that point, like one of the things about your heroes, it's often people you don't get a chance to meet. It's often people or even if you've met them, you don't get it. I think that's one of the elements of a hero. And it doesn't necessarily change when you meet them, but obviously it's a different circumstance and whatever else. Just speaking of like, not being one's dad, but just being someone that somebody looks up to. Like Stevie Wonder is one of my heroes, right?
Yeah,
I've never met him. I probably will never will. And I'll always respect him, man.
He's up there.
For those,
He's right there.
Yeah, for all those same reasons, but obviously that kind of connection is deep. What's interesting too, I found for me, like after meeting some people, they became a lot more of an inspiration and a hero for me. But yeah, no, man, that's deep, and I think there's it again. I think for me, it comes back to like just being having the presence of mind to be able to recognize something like that. What am I trying to say here? I mean, just having that presence of mind, being able to recognize something like that, having the presence of mind to know why someone's that for you is also kind of special. Like, I don't know if I don't know. I'm trying to. I don't want to make any assumptions about why people pick their heroes, but that's one of those. What I mean? Like that's a really intimate connection.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah.
And it's like people have asked me all my life, "What's your favorite this? What's your favorite that?" I really hadn't had favorites of things, throughout my life.
I understand that.
I love so much stuff.
Yeah.
It's like really cool to love it, and
I agree.
Feeling cool to try to separate it. I like green and I like the blue sky.
That's right, man. Well,
that's my favorite. It's like it works. It's like my favorite stuff. I don't know.
Well, yeah, and like when you're really being a sponge and receptive, it's gonna change. Just like when you're a kid, your favorite color is gonna change.
Yep.
Totally. Because you're learning different things about what these different things mean, and it's going to mean something different for you in 7 years because your biology is going to change.
Yes.
So no, that's a really good constant to have. I guess what I was pointing out before too is just in terms of being present to reasons why people are heroes, not forgetting some of those things I think is really important because so much can change when you're on your path. And being able to stay connected to the reason why you're doing something is crucial.
Totally so. Yeah, and we're doing it for the greater good. I feel. That's the plan.
That's the plan. That's right.
Yeah. Do it for something. Leave some words to inspire. Leave some notes to inspire.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
That's right. Well, we've got. I'm going to inch us out of here because I didn't think we'd be on here for an hour.
Is an hour?
That's 55 minutes, man. I'm gonna get you back to work.
All right. Copy that.
But you got projects coming out. O'Teal's record you're going to be on. Are there any other records that haven't been released yet that you're going to be featured on?
I am working on a few records. Maybe I'm on a Boston band called the Reckoners. I'm on their album. Doing a little stuff. I was in North Mississippi All Stars for a couple of years. Did a record with those guys. Doing a couple of songs with Luther right now.
Lex Luthor.
Luther Dickinson. Right? Lex Luther. That'd be good. Oh yeah. So Luther Dickinson from the North Mississippi All Stars.
Right.
Did some stuff with him. I got a session coming up with Alan Evans and Neil Evans up in Boston.
Okay.
Cats from Soul Live,
That's right.
and should be some pretty cool stuff comes out of that.
Yeah.
Working on my album or whatnot. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of getting back into the fall and the swing of things, and back into the calendar coming out of the summer vacation.
That's right.
The long vacation.
Well, whenever you're getting back out to Iceland to track some of these songs we've been working on, because I want people to look forward to this, to your stuff coming out too. You got a whole set of projects under your own name, doing your thing, and I can't wait for people to hear it. I can't wait to hear it.
Man, you and me.
That's right. Everybody's been waiting on it with bated breath.
We're tied together, y'all. We're tied together.
And I may try to pull you into a couple of things I'm working on over here too.
Always, man. Always. You guys check out Train.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That one's got some legs to it, man. That song.
I love that song, man.
Yeah. Did I tell you what that? There's a guy. Oh God, I'm spacing on his name right now, but he's a publisher in Nashville for many, many years. And I was doing this plug and play event I think this one was in Ventura. But yeah, Bobby Reimer. And he was like, I played him. I played I Can Hear Your Train Calling, just for future reference for anybody who wants to check it out. It's everywhere.
Check it out.
I Can Hear My Train Calling. Anyway, he heard that, and as soon as you came on, he was like, "Woo!" And he said, "That's not you singing, right? That's something." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's you can hear my tenor thing, with this man's just amazing thing, baritone thing." He's like, "Yeah, no, he's got that Michael McDonald thing going on."
Oh man,
did I tell you that already?
Oh, dude. Hey, that's special territory right there.
Yeah,
Well,
when he's right.
wow.
I mean, you do have that quality that is rare. It's good. It's great. I love it.
Wow, hey, man, that's one of my favorite sonics. Once again, in that favorite realm, like it's
Yeah,
geez, Louise, yeah,
That's right.
That's cool. Well, we got to do more of those then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we do. Come,
you
that's
like
what I'm saying.
We got you, Bobby.
That's right. All right. Well, let me ask you this too. This is the last question I asked everybody in that documentary, and I've been kind of just tying this project together with that. But what does success mean to you?
Oh man, success for me has been to be able to provide, to be able to provide for myself on a consistent basis, and really understand how this thing ticks. Really, I guess when I was younger, I had this kind of mind-blowing expectation of success. Where you got to have all of this and all of that and all of this and all of that and that blah 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 blah. And as you get older, I realized that taking care of yourself is a success. Like being able to provide for yourself by doing something that you love to do, that's not painstakingly awful on your mind or like on your spirit or your heart. It's like I feel like one of the luckiest people in the world. Like success started a long time ago. Once I put that into perspective, or like being able to make it into that realm and to be able to carry on from so many years back of just thinking I can do something and trying to do something to knowing that, I can actually do something. Like, yes, I feel like a normal person. Like, so it's, success has been constituted on that realm for me. Like just making sure that my kids are healthy. I'm healthy.
Yeah.
I'm doing the right things by the people that are around me, showing up, so all those things kind of amount to that word for me.
Yeah. That's good, man. It's interesting because like you hear about, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it's something anybody even pays attention to. Maybe it's just my unrelenting standards, but like comfortability, becoming comfortable is not necessarily about how much money you can have, and you can, because what happens with like higher income, because I've had great years. We've all had great years. We've all had great, when it rains, it pours, right?
Right.
When it's dry, it's a fucking desert. So
My.
yeah, so you
Some
have to like
blows.
learn to roll with those things and not get, pulled down by these new expectations you might have because you had some good wins.
Right.
It is a constant process, but yeah, being comfortable, yeah, it can come with money and all of that, but I think just having the wherewithal to again just be present to what's happening, and that for me, I mean, that's a challenge for me. What you're talking about, just being able to recognize, like, I'm doing it.
Yes, that's what I mean. Yes,
Yeah.
that's been successful. I mean,
Yeah.
It's no faking it about that. It's like,
Yeah.
you're doing it. It's
Yeah.
like the kid that comes off the training wheels,
That's
Like,
right.
it's like,
I'm riding this bike.
wait,
That was me.
yeah,
Yeah.
success. You did
That's
it.
right.
Like,
And we won.
yeah, that's been a big thing for me.
Yeah. I love it, man. I love it.
Simple.
That's
Easy.
right. That's right. Keep it simple.
Yeah, man.
Well, dude, I don't have anything else for you. I love you, buddy. Thank you for doing this.
I was thinking the same. Ditto. I love you, man. I love you back.
Yeah.
And we'll keep this going, and let's do another episode.
Let's do more. We're going to do more.
Have me back.
I will happily have you back anytime you want to do it. We're going to do it. That's right. Let's go.
All right.
That's right.
We'll
Maybe
stay
we'll
on.
do, maybe another time we'll see if we can get 3 people on this. See if we can do
I like it. We get Hartnett in here. Yeah.
You and me on Hartnett. It's going to be like, we're going to put him in the middle and we're just going to attack him from both sides.
I love that.
I'm going to have Hano do a guest call in.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, have him on speaker. Oh, like
That's right. Just in the background,
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Well, man, it was good talking. And,
Yeah. Likewise, man. Likewise.
Yeah.
I am. All right. Let me see if I can figure out how to get us out of this. I'm going to do.
All right, good people.
Great to see you people. Thank you so much for joining in. Do I
Yes.
have a song queued up in the background? I don't. Hold on.
No?
Play it. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay. Got the
No?
song
Yeah.
going. It's going in the background. You can't hear it, but they can hear
I
it.
can't hear it.
That's all right.
I'm sorry. I'm off the beat. I'm off the beat.
We'll all right. We're headed out. I'm gonna throw the thumbnail up. Let the song do its thing. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you. All right, brother.
Yeah.
Love.
Love. Yeah.